Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. Welcome to another edition of Living Simply and Fun. I'm your host, Aries, and this is their Redneck Jack, Hill Jack Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, just joking around. So, Aaron, take it away first.
We just realized we haven't done a video in quite some time. So, we figured it was due time to give at least an update of some sort of how we are and what's been going on. I guess the big news is about 3 days ago, it was the 4th. Was it the 4th?
I don't know. I can't remember. I have brain farts all the time.
Yeah, it was the 4th. On the 4th, I ended up going into the community health center here in town for a dental emergency. About 3 weeks ago, when I started biting down, every time I bit down, it felt like I was getting a nail jabbed into my jaw. And at times I just lean over to tie my shoe, and all of a sudden it felt like my head was going to explode. So finally it got to the point that this was constant. It wasn't going away. So I went into the emergency dental, and they did an extraction. And so 3 days healed. I'm still in a little bit of pain here, but the main thing is I got a canker sore under the tongue that keeps hitting my tooth in front, because that's not my back tooth, and it keeps hitting that one, and it's kind of sharp. So anyways, that hasn't taken care of the problem with this one yet, but I see the doctor on Wednesday with a follow-up, and he's going to take care of this one in, next month. Looks like I can trust him to actually numb it up, where the other doctors haven't been able to. Let's see. So that's kind of got me laid up from cigar smoking. I'm going to try to have a cigar tomorrow. I think that'll be easier for me right now than eating, because I got to chew everything on this side, and I got that abscess tooth on that side, and it's hurting probably more than gumming things on this side, but I don't want to gum on an open wound. So I might go back to eating soft foods because of the pain. So, Rita also has, this hasn't been taking up our time, but Rita got some new coffee a couple days ago, and, well, she went through it pretty quick. It's Cafecito Cubano Espresso from All Coffee, which they have address in Opa Loca, Florida, so I guess it's not really Cuban, but it's made from Cuban coffees, which is really cool. Rita, this is your coffee. I don't drink coffee. Would you talk about it?
A friend of mine decided to bring me some coffee. It's made from from somehow Cuba. They get the beans from Cuba, apparently, package it up, and then put it in.
Or at least it's grown from Cuban beans.
Well, something like that. But anyways, it's Cuban coffee, and it's really, really good.
Actually, I really enjoyed the flavor of it, and it had a really nice aftertaste. And I hate coffee, so if somebody who hates coffee likes this, then it's pretty good stuff, I suppose. I guess there's those who could like coffee and hate the taste of this, though. But I hate coffee, and I like the taste of it. Let's see. We've also got Amazon Prime right now, which we've been trying to utilize, and we've been watching a lot of movies. Trying to catch up with some movies that we bought over the holidays, too, and Christmas gifts and stuff. I finally got her to watch Into the Wild, and we watched Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters last night. We watched Lincoln the other day. The one with, I can't remember his name now. The guy that was in Gangs of New York, Daniel Day-Lewis. We also watched Princess Iolani, which was a really, really good movie, I thought. We watched the remake of Red Dawn recently.
Oh, that was pretty good. I grew up with the original, so it was, interesting.
And the whole time I'm sitting there saying, I think I recognize the guy who plays the older brother, and I finally put it together the next morning that it was the guy who plays Thor. So, and I haven't seen the Thor movies, but I did see the
Marvel Avenger movie, yeah.
So, we've been watching a lot of movies, sticking around inside because it's cold out. We went to a Chinese restaurant here in town. Probably been like 6 or 7 months since we were last there. It's under new management since we last went. It was pretty good. That was my first solid food after having that extraction. Um, been playing video games a lot. She's gotten into Animal Crossing. I've been playing football and this game called Spectral Force Genesis, which has some, well, it didn't do very well in America. It's got some pretty bad reviews as being repetitive, not translated well. But you know what? I actually like the repetition of it, and it's actually a really fun game in my opinion. Well, yeah, there's probably better out there, but for what it is, it's a decent game. I got another one recently called Anon 1701, which it's the first DS game I decided to buy used because it's $300 new. And I just was not going to pay that to play it, and it wouldn't have been worth $300, that's for certain. We got some cigars that were coming up that we're going to be smoking this month. We got some Cohiba Siglos 6s, and we've also got some Monte Cristo number 2 Habanas that both of those our dear Aunt Sally brought back when she came back from a quick trip to Canada. Well, those are going to be good. Otherwise, we're going to be pretty much running out of cigars this month.
Unless I order a Buzzard's Banquet 3 by Holt.
Between the dental problems and me buying her some Devil's Cut, which I shouldn't have done, but the Chinese and the Devil's Cut, etc., and the dental work pretty much took away all my cigar funding. So...
And just so you know, some of my cigar funding went towards another, because Aaron said we have to keep it. He's like, made the decision. We had to put more money on this phone.
Well, also your new medications.
Yes.
That was something you weren't expecting to do, and that's cost you pretty dearly, too.
Yes, but it's okay. And there's another thing I want to share with you all. It's a quick little update on, not much on the transgendered spectrum, but I just wanted to let you all know that there's between 4 and 8 places that we're looking at traveling to possibly for the first part of the surgery, which is breast augmentation. And here comes Moppy with a haircut. But one of the places might be Albuquerque. Medicare takes it. I have to contact them Monday. Chicago is supposed to be contacting me in a few days after Monday, and I got a person contacting me from Florida. And then there's a couple other places. One in Nebraska. So there's a couple of places. We're skipping Kansas. So we're working there. Oh, Michigan is out too because of their rules. You gotta have a referral.
But Florida's a possibility.
Yeah, so, and Albuquerque. But you wouldn't mind going to New Mexico.
I hate sauerkraut. Sorry. Had to. When I think of Albuquerque, I think of Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, the song.
Not that he's from there, he's got a song called Albuquerque. So, there's some other thing that I think of frequently there, too. There's a baseball minor league team from Albuquerque. I can't remember what they're called offhand, though. But I used to know. It's not the Tucson Toros or Tucson Toros. I don't remember. Area 51s are from Las Vegas. Anyways. Yeah, anything else we've been doing lately? I mean, besides video games and...
So, yes.
Lots and lots of walking. Went to Shopko a couple times.
I'm starting to like Shopko.
Which is way outside of town, honestly, for us. In fact, the city needs to build a sidewalk around there, but I guess they figure nobody's going to walk from downtown to the Shopko, which is the new shopping center that's going in. And it's a pretty fancy shopping center that's building up around there. And really, it should be connected for bikers, etc., to go out there. I don't like walking the shoulder. Especially with the traffic around here. People can be pretty rude, and they oftentimes don't pay attention to what they're doing, and I've seen people go way over the line into the shoulder. So it kind of just feels dangerous to go out there, particularly since we still don't have longer hours of daylight yet.
Yes, and we still got to go into town soon. I got to get to Ephrata soon. I'm just waiting for a few things, but I'm very excited because I got, like I said, phone calls coming in. There is some complications with with some of the cosmetic procedures, but I'm working with doctors to see a happy medium. So far, for some of you out there that know me, that like Cigar Addict, it's just we're hitting minor roadblocks, but we should be fine in 6 months to a year. The hiccup will be over and things will be better.
Yeah, and then the 17th, I go to see a vascular surgeon, and you go about your ear.
Hopefully they take the eardrum out. Actually, I haven't had any problems lately, so...
Oh, we gave that catalog to Karen, and that's the thing that had that little device that you can use to try to take care of it. I don't know if that'd work at all, but...
A drill?
It looks like a drill, actually. But apparently it emits some type of wave that affects the eardrum so that you don't hear that. Well, I don't really know what else to add. I'm going to get back into watching NCIS because I just got NCIS Season 5. I got...
He forgot to tell you about the anime list he put together.
Oh, well, I'll get to that. Got a gift from a family member, keep me occupied. So I got NCIS Season 5 and Coach Season 2. The first season in Nikita, and that'll keep me occupied. And then there's an anime place online to watch all sorts of anime, but it's all in subtitled. But literally almost anything we want to watch is out there. So we're probably going to start turning to watch some anime soon. Unfortunately, it's a weakness for both of us, or maybe that's fortunately. I don't know. I like the artistry. I like the storylines. This is pretty entertaining, and, well, it feels like Saturday morning cartoons. Just a little more adult.
I wanted to say to you all, our viewers, this phone has been very well. It's been very good, too. I actually like it. I saw it about a year ago, and when Motorola released it, and I thought, what a piece of junk. But this has been very good. Very good and very useful, you know. And I really do like it. I mean, I'm picturing one day the Samsung Galaxy Note or the Samsung Galaxy or the iPhone 9 being as big as this, and people going, hello, hello, hello. I mean, come on. Soon it'll be like this big.
We were joking. There was this Korean show that we were watching, again, subtitled, but it was really decent. And their phones were like this, and it was the brand new phones on the market, and they're sitting there like, I'm like, what the heck is that? They can barely hold it in their hand.
It had a pen, and the guy pulls it out, and he's like, you know, and it's like, what the heck, you know?
Apparently, larger is better, and
Korea.
I keep thinking of there was a comedy TV show that was out there a while ago. Can't remember the name of it right now. Every once in a while I remember the name of it. But anyways, they had this guy who goes around and he's got this giant phone that's like 2 feet tall and like 1.5 feet wide, and it'll ring like in a movie theater, and he starts screaming into it because he can't hear. You know, and it's just, I don't know, it always makes me laugh, and I'm wondering when is the day we're going to be carrying our phones on our back, and we have to take our backpack off and hold it up to our ear or something, you know?
I was going to make a statement about something. Eventually, I think phones are going to be between 10 and 12 inches long, and they're just going to be a giant phone/tablet all built into one.
Oh, no, I got to drive my phone around, and when I get someplace, I can disengage the one part of my phone and carry it with me as a portable, and that way nobody will steal my phone on wheels. Hey, wait, you know, I should patent that before someone takes it.
You know, him talking about the South Koreans.
Phone car.
He's saying bigger is better. No wonder why Korea is getting to be more advanced now for more and more women getting breast implants. They must think bigger is better.
Yeah, I guess.
I saw a report about that, but you know how it is. It's just like Bringer is better, right.
Anyways, I don't know any more update to give. Things are kind of just boring around here as usual, but we keep ourselves entertained.
Yes, we do.
I'm just really, like, missing having a cigar now and then.
So
it's been like 4 days. Usually I have one at least every 2 or 3 days. So.
Same here. Since he hasn't had any, I haven't had any. I'm sitting there going through the catalog going, need to order more.
I got a couple of Mahdi's left and a couple Gurkha Park Avenues left, and I think I got a couple Quorums left. And I'll try one of those tomorrow, see if I can actually smoke a cigar.
Yes, those, what do you call them? Not the Quorums and the other ones. The
Amati?
The Amatis are really affordable, yeah. Really
$25 for 20 of them.
Not bad,
Can't beat that, really.
Heck, I'm paying $40 just for 30 from Cigar and Holtz.
I wish I could even afford 20 right now. Anyways.
But he can't because... Well, he can, but he can't. The thing is with his dental work done, he's going to be...
I actually could. I'm trying to save some money in case of an emergency, and I dipped into it last month, a little bit of savings that I do have, and I wanted to replace that, so... I'd really hate to dip into it again just for a few cigars. We do have plans eventually to move out of here. We are looking at moving possibly to Wenatchee, at least temporarily, which is a larger community near us where there's more resources and stuff.
I was going to say, during the transition period, because my referrals are no good anymore, even though, as Aaron said, they should be good even for 10 years.
Yeah, I don't see it as... I mean, it's like saying... Well, I don't know who you are because your ID's expired. I'm sorry, your name doesn't expire. You are who you are. Just because your ID's expired doesn't mean it doesn't identify who you are. And since it's a legal document at one point, even though it's expired now, it still shows the birth date. So, and I've actually had places tell me, your ID's expired, we can't sell you beer. It's like, yeah, you know what? I'm 26 years old by my ID. And this was issued by the Ohio Department of Motor Vehicles. It's a legal document. Just because it's expired, because it was a temporary ID. This was back when I was about 25. I'm like, my age does not expire. I do not expire. And they wouldn't sell to me. And it was a place that I shopped all the time. That just kind of upset me. That was back when I actually used to drink. But... yeah, those things shouldn't expire because, heck, you get a diagnosis, and the doctors say you're qualified. The doctors then are going to be just the same now.
Anyways, what I wanted to say about that is, so I got to go through some referrals and get more referrals, so it's going to cost me probably close to $750 to a couple $1,000 total in payments because I got to see that there's... next step is... and there's something that me and him can talk about since we're together, yeah, because some of the people don't watch this channel.
Oh.
Has to do with the grocery store might be closing.
Oh, yes, they got busted a third time for selling to a minor. Really sad. Especially since the other grocery store we can't go to because... service dogs aren't welcome because they are a health code violation. I'm sorry, it's basically discrimination, but they've been fined already, and I'm not going to go back in there where they've essentially made it very clear I'm not welcome. It's for tense situations. I don't like tense situations. I don't want them breathing down my neck or staring at me in awkward ways while I walk around the store. I cannot go back there comfortably.
Yeah. So. Anyways, the last part I want to talk about, and this is quick, is I'm looking at traveling with Aaron. Once I know what doctor will do breast augmentation. Sorry, Aaron.
Just yawning.
And we will be figuring out whether it be Chicago, Albuquerque. I've asked the doctors. I got to make 2 phone calls this coming week to inquire. Now, let me explain it. Apparently, when it comes to Medicare, you got to be careful because Medicare could do the surgical procedure, or they're only paying for the consultation, so you got to be very careful. That's why I got to recheck on the one in Albuquerque. But otherwise, it seems I got options. The other one, and he was talking about Miami, was, as I talked to a lady there, a nice lady, and I gave her my situation because I'm not traveling, as Aaron said. And Aaron and I agree, you know, he's been a very good sweetheart. We're not traveling all the way to Florida or Chicago just to be told no. So I finally got a hold of the people.
I know, it's
them,
like these doctors don't understand that, you know, it costs quite a bit of money to travel, and you're already questioning them about how to do it on something that's only given to people who really are low income. So, what, they expect you to travel from Washington to Florida, and Washington to Kansas, and Washington to New York, and Washington to Vermont, and Washington to Maine, and Washington... You can't travel all over the country, every other place, once every week or so to a new place just so you can get a surgery done. And, of course, they all want you to come in person.
So, I talked to the lady in Miami. I told her my situation. She said she's going to forward my pictures off to the doctor, and the doctor will decide yay or nay. So
I want to say stupid-ass doctors in this day and age. We have something called Skype. It uses a camera just like here for YouTube videos. And you can talk face-to-face with a person. If that doesn't establish, you know, what, you think that the person might be lying on the other side because it might not be them in the video, and it's a friend wearing a Rita suit being like, "Hi, I'm Rita," and they think that they're talking to Rita, and then when Rita really does come, they're like, "You don't remind me of Rita. We talked to her in the video."
I wanted to say something funny. Maybe you can do it real quick since this is a video update. Can you explain why I fired before even starting with the video conferencing psychologist group?
Oh, yes. Due to the fact that basically they seem to be a scam. They for one, they were discriminatory towards you. Two, they didn't want to see you for what you wanted to see them for. I don't remember everything else.
You remember
the constant emails in which you have to log into their site just to get the email because you can't get the email on your own site. Oh, and they kept referring to you as he, and every single thing that they wrote you in the email, they used all male pronouns.
Yeah.
That's just rude and inconsiderate. It's like I've been saying about places like Social Security and Medicare. They need training to learn how to deal with people who are disabled or have a difference or a problem or something that they're not familiar with. They can't just sit there and act like a dipstick and be like, "Yes, sir. Sir, I'm sorry, but that's not the way it works." Well, how does it work? "You'll have to go and read that through the 550,000 pages online about various Social Security programs, blah, blah, blah." I'm sorry, I'm disabled. I don't have time to read 550,000 pages, and I won't understand what I'm reading. I'm talking as if I'm her, though. You know, and you can't explain anything to me? "No, I'm sorry. You're going to have to go away, sir." It's "ma'am." "Whatever, sir." And what, they can get away with this? It's not right. Places need to be trained to deal with disabled people. Yeah, if you're going to be working at Social Security, you better know how to deal with disabled. You're going to work with USDA housing, you better learn how to deal with disabled. You're going to be an apartment manager in a disabled complex, you better learn how to deal with disabled
I want to say
people.
something interesting. I was on the phone to Oregon State University, gave me the information about making sure Medicare pays for the procedure instead of just the consultation. And while we were talking about it, she says, make sure to call Social Security, or not Social Security, Medicare, sorry. As Aaron said to me after he chuckled with that answer is, spend 90 minutes on the phone, you get a supervisor. Medicare doesn't pre-authorize right there on the phone that their 800 number surgeries. You can inquire about certain things, but they don't pre-authorize it. I've spent probably total in the last 2 months with Medicare 4 times, probably close to 12 hours, and I've asked them the same damn questions with supervisors and nothing. You know, so unless you're going to train and just say, yes, we're authorizing it.
Everything makes me think of the Ill Will Press I saw today. And pardon me about describing it because it is semi-perverted, but Ill Will Press has a tendency to get perverted. Jermaine, the female character, is talking to Pilsy, who's reading mail, fan mail. And one of the letters, somebody sent like a tennis ball, and it said, "Can you put my balls in your mouth?" And to Jermaine, and Pilsey's sitting there saying, "Well, you have to answer it." And she says, "Perverted, jack off, whatever. Go and shove your balls up your own ass, whatever." And then Pilsey's like, "Oh, you can't do that to them. You have to be nice to them because they could be a disabled person and they don't know what they're doing, and you got to be nice to them." And so she basically tries to write it nicer, still being semi-mean. But anyways, it's just like, you know what? If a cartoonist can figure out that maybe a person's got a screw loose with them because they want to, have sex with their female cartoon character, to try to be nice to them because of disability, perhaps, that Social Security can't figure out that a person who's got severe learning disabilities, they can't just sit there and say, "Go and figure it out yourself."
Which reminds me, there is something else talking about disabled people. Now, usually me and Aaron, we never talk about disabled people, but Aaron looked at me the other day when I read him something. His mouth hit the floor, basically. Now, this is no lying, BSing matter. His mouth hit the floor. He said, "Holy F.K." when it came to finding out that 40% of people fully on Social Security is on disability, and 40% of the Social Security recipients are mental disabilities.
Yes. Well, I'm thinking of, like, an example. We talked about it recently about how we went to Social Security. There was a person there that had Down syndrome. And all of a sudden, his rent went up to $400, and he was talking about how he only brings in $445 a month or whatever. And how $400 was almost all of his money. And he was asking them what to do. And they said, "Well, that's not our problem. You're going to have to go to HUD." And you could tell the guy didn't understand, but they shooed him off, and he waddled off, not knowing what the heck he was doing.
Let me put it to you this way:
if he's going to have $45 to live on because they can't help him there.
Let me put it to you this way. Now, Aaron and I have seen, and I don't bring up this because I don't condone it. We are into music, but it's like the first song or the first voice thingy on Body Count. On the one where it's called Smoked Pork, and he says, "It's not my job. My job's not to help your effing A out." Well, the way Ice-T said it, the way Social Security pretty much said it to the disabled person. It's like, not our job. Our job's not to help your effing A out. And chew out the door
And
now.
what the truth should be, essentially, is that they should sit there and they say, "You know what, sir, I understand. I feel for you. There's not much I can do because I got to help all these other people, too, today. But if you don't mind waiting a few more minutes, we have a person back here who might be able to help you. So would you like to stick around?" He'd probably say yes, and then you can end up having somebody come out who could call HUD for him and say, "I'm sitting here with this person who has Down syndrome. They're, for some reason, HUD stopped covering them, and now they have to pay their whole amount of rent, and it's almost as much as their entire paycheck. What's going on here?" And maybe they can work things out together. There's no reason why they can't work together. Laziness, I guess. We don't have time for that. Just hurry up, rubber stamp what we can, send them out the door, and let's collect our paycheck. Sorry, do some work for it. And if you want to say that a disabled person's not doing anything for their living and they don't deserve to have anything done for them, well, that's wrong too.
I want to say that there's a guy that we know who's a minister, a dirtbag, in my opinion. He wants Social Security completely gone. He doesn't care if his wife's dead in a body bag 6 feet under in a pine box. Or his son, who he calls as a freeloading mooch.
I mean, I was just recently talking to our doctor, and I was talking to her, and I said, you know what the hospital needs is they need somebody that works in the hospital that can help somebody who doesn't understand what's going on to get the services they need, to call around and maybe find some help for their problems. Because these things aren't just written down. You have to do a lot of research. You have to call people. You have to go through legal jargon, and you have to end up writing out extensive letters sometimes explaining your circumstances just to get approval for something that costs $20 that you have to have so that you can do that. I mean, the steps are not linear. They're worse than filling out a tax form. And they have CPAs to help the rich manage their money, but they don't have some form of like CPA to help the poor or disabled who don't understand figure out their medical, you know. And sometimes that is very complicated, dealing with insurance companies and stuff. It's not easy. And the doctor just said, you know what, I agree with you. There needs to be somebody like that, but the hospital will never hire someone to do that. Why? Because they don't honestly care.
Nope, they don't. That's the thing. I mean, look at Aaron, for example.
At least our doctor said it. The doctors at the hospital staff, they don't honestly care.
I mean, look at the guy that I went through. Basically, the doctor says, which, funny thing is, he was very pissed at me the other day. But anyways, funny thing is the doctor says, oh, he's a great worker. Well, crap. He goes and sends the thing off email-wise, knows our new phone number, emails him, does a half-butt job. Yeah, then Aaron emails... He
ended up sending me an email saying, you have an appointment on Monday.
Hold on a second.
And with the vascular surgeon, the one I'm supposed to go to on the 17th. He sends a letter, on Monday you have this. It came in on a Thursday afternoon. I immediately emailed him back saying, what? Where? Who? I don't understand. Just knowing I have one doesn't help me. So Thursday I end up getting a hold of his office, and somebody there was able to tell me the name of the doctor. So I ended up having to go online, find the name of the doctor. After finding the name of the doctor, I found a phone number. I ended up calling up, and I ended up having to reschedule. But because it was a consultation and I didn't set it up, I had to go through all sorts of hoops to reschedule it.
And while I'm microwaving my coffee real quick, please explain to our audience about the whole issue.
I'm going to. So, after it was rescheduled, I ended up, me and Rita ended up going to catch the bus to go out to Moses Lake to go to this appointment. And there's all these, my friend Jason really didn't understand this either. There's these college kids. We have what's called Big Bend Community College, and it's on the way to Moses Lake, where my doctor's appointment was. And I got to leave on the, 7:15 bus. So, of course, all these college kids are there, but there's also what looks like high school AP students, maybe, or just high school students that are going there for some reason. Because some of them, they're no taller than, this. And they're boys, and it's like, yeah, you have no facial hair, you're that tall, and you're wearing light-up shoes, and you're going to Big Bend Community College for something. My friend's like, well, how could they be minors if they're in college? I don't exactly know, but there's a lot of kids that seem to go to Big Bend that don't look old enough to be in college yet. They look like they're high school kids. I don't know, all right? Don't have an explanation. However, the bus was totally crammed that day, and we had all the seats up front basically taken up. Every single seat was taken, and they were standing room only. And the seats have posted under the seat to leave these seats for disabled or seniors who need them. And there's a little sign that says on the window that says, if a senior or disabled person needs a seat, please make it available for them. And there's a sign up on the wall that says rules of the Grant Transit Authority. The number one thing right there is if a disabled or a retired person needs a seat, you're supposed to give it to them. Now, not one of these kids would get up for us. And I don't care about standing on a bus. However, the bus driver had basically said, sorry, you can't get on the bus with him unless he can go under the seat.
Look how cute he is.
You have to keep him out of the aisle. So, now he's making it so we have to have a seat. And not one of those kids would budge. And here he is trying to enforce a rule that is not listed on the bus. There is no rule that says, if you have a service dog, it must be placed under the seat, out of the way. Heck, there's not even a thing that says service dog can't be on the seat with you or sitting in your lap. There is no rule on a service dog. There is a rule no pets.
I think his next service dog should be a Caucasian mountain dog.
Yeah, then it can sit on the driver's seat. Anyways, the driver was should have, at that point, instead of telling me I couldn't ride the bus if he's not under a seat, should have gotten up, looked at some of those brat kids, and said, vacate the seat, It's posted there, and there. You know, you can go stand. You're able-bodied. I don't understand why you're sitting down here. They need to put the dog under the seat. That's what the driver should have done. Instead, he said, off the bus. Well, they stole our quarters, for one. 50 cents to get on the bus. We'd already gotten on the bus before he told us. They stole our money. They wouldn't give us a seat. And they kicked me off for a service dog, which is essentially discrimination.
Don't.
Now I have an investigation out with Grant Transit Authority on it, and they haven't gotten back to me yet. But I don't want the guy fired or anything. I want him reprimanded. If there's kids in the seat and seniors need it, he needs to get up and tell them to move. If a disabled person with a cane needs a seat, he needs to get up and tell them to move. He can't let those kids just sit there all disobedient-like and being like, fuck you, it's my seat. I'm here first. Sorry, you're 14. Get up.
I wanted to say, talking about the doctor for a second, the same guy that did his thing writes me, right? And that's what I was trying to ask Aaron to tell you about. Emails me saying I got a referral after he dug it all up. And the referral for the ear, nose, and throat specialist, 24 hours. I had to call and say, hey, this is what's happened. He didn't give me ample time. I had to reschedule. Then the lady says, well, when I called the other day when he had his tooth done, that they didn't tell me that I had to come in early so they could do an ear test. Because of the ear test, they had to reschedule yet again. Thanks to this dipstick at our hospital.
Oh, he's such a nice guy. But unfortunately, nice guys don't cut it. He's the nurse for our doctor, and he does not do his job. Yeah, he's good about taking blood pressure, and he loves talking about cigars, which, hey, it's great by us. He's a really cool dude. But, at the same time, he doesn't exactly do his job.
Reminds me of the email a doctor tells me to send him, right? So he gets it. He decides to print it out. Then he basically gave me a dirty look like, great going, Rita.
Oh, yeah. Basically, we told the doctor it's 120-some pages, and we don't really want to have to go and print it out. And she says, well, it's a PDF. Just send us the PDF, and we'll mark it down, keep it for our records. So, of course, he gets the PDF, and the first thing he does is hit print without looking at the PDF at all. Had he opened the PDF and started scrolling to see what it was, he would have saw that it was 120 pages. If he didn't have the time, he wouldn't have hit print. He would have printed later when he had time. But no, moron, didn't think, just hit print. In fact, I think you have to open it to print it. Because it's got that little bar in the bottom where it's got the save and the print. So he just opened it and printed without looking at how long it was. I'm sorry, who does that without paying attention? It's just common sense. Look
before you do.
If you don't have the time to do something and you're thinking about doing something, try to at least assess it a little bit before you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because otherwise that's when you end up doing something you don't have time to do and you do it half-assed.
And then you're like, crap. And then the hospital wanted to send me the bill for the paper.
Yeah, I know. And they even said, we'll print it out for you and put it in your file if we need to. If we need to.
And then Doctor basically found out about it and said, good, nice going. I'm
like, anybody on here is going to see and know. Her name's Camden. She's a really nice doctor, though.
Yeah, well, anyways.
She's starting to actually do her job, and I think it's because she's out of the constraints of the hospital's rules. Because she doesn't have to worry about being fired, she's going on to another job. So, we're going to miss her, I think, for the most part. She's turned out to be a decent doctor.
Yes, exactly.
Besides being an attractive doctor, too. But,
if I could have a doctor suit like her...
If you could have a doctor suit like her, hey, I'd have no problem with hanging out with you every day. But... I hear she's getting married as part of why she's moving on. So
I heard too from a friend of mine.
What a shame she's not single anymore.
Yes, agreed. So, but there you have it,
But then again, what's a doctor going to want with somebody like me or her?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking with a young lady I know from another part of Washington State. Why would they want me?
Yeah. Anyways, this has gone on 40 minutes. I thought it'd be a quick update, but hey, it ended up a lot longer because we haven't done a video in a while, and
Yeah,
we just had a bunch of dribble.
just think about it this way.
We had a lot of word vomit.
It's a lot of our videos, our smaller videos that we would make like every other day or every 3 days, giving mini updates. Let's just say we condensed it all into one giant one.
You know, I'm going to go get a bucket and a sponge for you for all that word vomit we just
Word
spilled.
vomit.
That's
So
about
are
what
we
it
done?
is. Yeah.
So
If I don't
anyways,
walk
everyone,
off, I'll just keep talking.
yeah, so anyways, please look for a future video update from us for the cigars, as Aaron said. We'll be doing reviews.
Allows me to, I'll do it.
Review on, I believe, the Monte Cristo
The Monte Cristo
Number 2
Habana,
Habana,
and the
Siglo-
Siglo 6.
the Cohiba Siglo 6 as well. So please look for those. Also, please look forward to a video in the future, as I said, I'm going to have indigestion now because I had onion loaf for dinner.
Oh, you mean Mom's meatloaf that I put a little too much onion in?
I'm going to need, yeah. Anyways, on top of that, everyone, I just wanted to share with you all the, what do you call it? The, everything. And, like I said,
Mom style meatloaf. But, as I said, the onion in it kind of had a watery flavor to it. And I think I put just a little too much onion in. But otherwise, it was really good.
anyways, I want to say look for another video maybe next week or something with updates with the cigars we're testing and smoking, and we're going to give you a full review on it from our notes, as well as I will let you know what is going on with those doctors, whether it be Florida, Chicago, Albuquerque, etc.
And the vascular surgeon, or Valentine's Day.
Oh yes, we're having ribs for Valentine's Day. We might, because Valentine's Day is 7 days from today.
I think that'll be the Siglos.
We might have these Siglos, right?
So for those who are interested on that video, you can expect it, I guess, either the 14th at night or the 15th.
Yes. So with that said, please look for future updates on the plastic surgeon, the cigars, and just what's going on with everything else. With that said, please add and subscribe if you like. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions. Thank you. And may God bless you. May God bless me. May God bless Aaron. May God bless you all. Thank you, and good night.